Introductions. If you were with us back in 2006, actually this first guest was going to be a guest, but he got work. So he couldn't be with us, but now, 2 years later, he is with us. We're so excited to see him. You know him as Lieutenant Ford, half Ray. We have Rainbow Sun Franks. Somewhere. Rainbow Sun Franks. Next, we have a dear... Another Chris Judge. Next, we welcome one of our good friends from 2 years ago. She starred in StarGate Atlantis. She left, she's back, she's left, she's back. She's Tori Higginson! Next, we have someone who has never been with us before. His career is long and storied, and I told him that we are going to dig back into some of his past roles and bring him all the way up to the future. We are talking about Beau Bridges. Next, we are going to bring out one of the actresses that we kind of love to hate, but she's so gorgeous. How can you really hate her? And we've stolen her now, and she's all ours, Morena Baccarin. Another old friend of StarGate, Off-World. We've recognized him from StarGate the movie, and now StarGate SG-1, and from so many other roles. Mr. Eric Avari. Finally, we have the Supreme System Lord, Baal, Cliff Simon. Say welcome to your first StarGate Mega Panel. As is our custom, as some of our panelists know, we kind of like to get to know a little bit about them, not just the faces that we see on the screen. So I would like to ask you, this is your first day here at Con, just a little bit about your travel adventure. How was your traveling coming in today?
Should we start from this side? Okay. Well, I got to tell you, when I used to work in Vancouver, I say used to because the show is over, I always used to fly on Alaskan Airlines. And I come from LA, and when I leave LA in the middle of summertime, it's like it is today. It's 85 degrees. I'd get onto Alaskan Airlines, and it would be like 50 degrees on the plane. And the one day I actually said to the lady working on the plane, I said, I know this is Alaskan Airlines, but does it have to be the temperature of Alaska? Anyway, I had the same kind of experience coming over here on AirTran. It really was freezing on the plane, but besides that, everything was great. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm so boring. Flight here was fine. It's my outgoing flight that I'm really concerned about. I leave directly from Atlanta and I go to Bogota, Colombia. So for those of you who would like to take pictures of all my digits while I still have them, feel free. I could use them as proof that I had them going in. But that's it. You know, it was a long flight. I was excited to be coming out here for my second time, and that kept me going through the 4 hours and 49 minutes on board. And for, doesn't matter, I'm I said, there might be kids around. That's it, I'll cut my losses while I'm ahead.
Okay. I really had a very uneventful travel experience coming from New York. It was a short 2-hour flight, and it was great. Although I seem to notice that flying just isn't fun anymore. I don't know if you guys feel that way, but nobody really treats you well anymore, and you're lucky if you even get a pillow.
Especially if you look like me. Would you step this way, sir? You look awfully familiar. No, really, I'm an actor.
So I plugged my iPod in, and everything was cool. And I was learning some lines of a novel that I've adapted with my daughter Emily, and so I was hitting my lines. Airplane is a good place to do that. And I'm glad to be here in Atlanta. I haven't been here for a long time. I did several jobs here, but it's been a while. It's fun. It was my first DragonCon. Had a lot of fun today with maybe some of you guys, and I hope to see you again.
Well, I actually flew from Los Angeles, and I worked until midnight last night, and then a car came to pick me up at 4 o'clock this morning. So I will be much more scintillating tomorrow, I promise. But I got on the plane, I thought, well, excellent, at least I can grab a couple hours sleep on the plane. The woman beside me, I guess she decided to clean out and organize all of her bags. So it was just like stuff spread out. As soon as I'd be about to fall asleep, then like a notebook would land on my lap, and then there'd be a lipstick flying across the room. So I wasn't liking her too much. I hope she's not here. Oh, there you are. Oh, your lipstick.
She hates you.
So I'm glad to be here. And yeah, I was here 2 years ago. It was a wonderful time. Everybody was so warm and welcoming and supportive, and it's great to be back. So thank you.
Trip over here. Let's see, I flew in from Vancouver, British Columbia, up in Canada, and I was on the flight, and I had my Bible, Us Weekly, and a couple of my things. They actually asked me to move seats because some lady needed to stretch out. I don't know what that meant, but I got a whole row to myself, so I had like my bags and my camera and everything, my laptop. I had a little office going, which was beautiful. And they have movies that I never knew they had, so I watched Forbidden Kingdom, and I watched half of the new Indiana Jones, and I fell asleep. And then the lady came around with the cart, and she was like, "Do you want to buy some food?" I was like, "It's not free." She was like, "No, you got to pay for it." I was like, "All right." And I pulled out my Canadian money, and she laughed at me. I was like, "It's worth more than yours." It's like, you better learn to take this money. Anyway, I landed and ended up spending most of my time outside last night looking at some of the people in their costumes that were dressed up early from what I take it, because tonight I think is when people are really going to be going at it. But I saw all sorts of crazy costumes, about 40 Indiana Joneses and 20 costumes I can't really recall. One looked like a mutant pumpkin, or a gay Cobra Commander or something. I'm not sure. But yeah, glad to be here. I missed it 2 years ago, so thank you. Everyone's been really welcoming, and I appreciate it very much. Thanks.
Before we go any farther, may I make a suggestion that we have a standing ovation for a dear friend of mine, and I'm sure a lot of you enjoyed him so much. Don Davis is on the front of it.